It's been a while since Jordan and I have been super excited for Marvel Legends. We were both even contemplating whether we even needed to still collect them. But I think Marvel Legends are back, baby. I'm excited about the new stuff. I like what they're putting out right now. Not all perfect, but I'm a fan again. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host Dakota, here with my co-host Jordan, and today we are talking about what I think, or at least what I hope, is the return of Marvel Legends. But before we do that, we are going to be giving away a sealed Punisher motorcycle deluxe set. To win this, we'll come up with something to comment in the comments below. I don't know what it is yet. So stick around. By the end of the show, we'll have it figured out. But that is for our 900 subscriber giveaway. You guys are subscribing super fast. I mean, Jordan and I are, trying to get that. Once we hit 1K, we've got a bigger giveaway. At the rate you guys are all subscribing, you might be getting a pre-order instead of an actual in-hand item. Should we do we
Are we
disclose?
revealing it? Let's just say it.
Yeah,
Let's say it right now.
Jordan, what are you going to give away at 1K? Or what is one of the options for the 1K giveaway?
So it will be one of two items of your choice. So the first one would be the Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack. You can see that right behind me. So if you didn't get a chance to get one of those, or if you're wanting one, that's there. We also have a Batman with the Batmobile 89 on pre-order. Now that's supposed to be, what was it, Dakota? Beginning of September.
Yeah, September.
I think. So, like you said though, we're getting there pretty quick. So you might, if we hit the 1,000, there might be a little delay there, but guaranteed you will get that if you are the winner, or one of those two. So that would be your choice. I know we have some folks that have commented saying that they'd like to get the 3-pack, so that is out there. But that will be the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yes, so we'll give you details on how to get that once we hit 1K. But right now, since we've hit 900, that means that we have unlocked the Punisher giveaway. So we'll do that giveaway 1 week from the posting of this episode. So the number one way, you cannot win either or any of these prizes unless you're subscribed. So make sure you're subscribed. That's step number one. But like I said, we're going to be talking about what I think, or what I hope, is the return of Marvel Legends. So for quite a while, it seemed like we were entering the dark days. I mean, there was the dark days back in early Hasbro, but it seemed like we were coming back into another dark days because we had figures that just came with no accessories, maybe an extra set of hands, and it just...
Yeah, I was kind of on that way. The one that kind of bumped me up, I think you remember this, I got the Daredevil 3-pack.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really like this Daredevil. And it kind of got me excited, but then I kind of was like, after that, not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt like the quality was changing. And then as far as pricing and all that stuff, and then we got the windowless debacle. But
right, windowless.
Yeah, I agree. I think... yes. We've talked about all those. You can go back and see us rant about those things. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know if we want to get into specific ones that we've been liking. I really am. I've got the Hawkeye here right behind me, and I'm pretty impressed with it. I still,
not perfect.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's what are your likes, dislikes on it?
I mean, I like that we have a Hawkeye in this costume that's not $100, because that old retro one was super expensive. I like that he's got butterfly joints now. The butterfly joints, I feel like, don't go as far forward as they do back, so that's kind of why I've got him posed here. He's able to reach back for his arrows a little bit better. The number one con I have is the boot cut area seems super, I could just pop that out easily, and I've seen in the groups,
I noticed
people have done that when they were trying to bend the knees, because the knees were super stiff, I think, and then they pop the joint out and then they couldn't get it back in. So
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of noticed that too. It seemed to have quite a bit of resistance, but I mean, I think, yeah, like when you're bending it, or does it kind of pop out? I don't know. I haven't done any, like, did you try to heat it up at all or anything? I haven't done that yet. So,
how do you feel about the
I
soft
don't
goods
know.
on him? Because this is the first, I think, the first soft
Yeah,
goods we've ever gotten other than like Toy Biz.
yeah, that was better quality than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I'm just from the Storm wings that
Yeah,
are like,
papery.
paper mache. So I was kind of expecting something terrible like that, but I like it, and I like that you can get them into more poses,
Mm-hmm.
and I even think the Sky Cycle is pretty cool. I've got to throw Captain America on the back so he can go
Nuts to butts.
nuts to butts on there. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's a cool way to give it more.
Mm-hmm.
Like if to do more than just the single release. And like you said, the fact that because if you would have paid what you were paying for the retro one, getting that figure for like $60 even loose
Mm-hmm.
would not have been like nearly worth the value of what you get with this one. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. I like even the sculpt. I mean, you can always want more,
Mm-hmm.
but I think for what it is, I'm pretty happy to have a good classic Hawkeye that's not
Yeah.
the
I mean, I was surprised
retro
that
one.
they put in the Sky Cycle with it. I think that was a
Mm-hmm.
super cool idea. Not that I really could care less about the Sky Cycle. I might sell mine. Um, but the old Toy Biz one coming with a Sky Cycle, then that kind of made everyone want Hasbro to do it. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
not at the same price point, but I think we kind of know that those early Toy Biz days are gone as far as pricing
Mm-hmm.
goes. So just you had to pay a little extra, but you still got your Sky Cycle. I think is a cool touch. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is like the Avengers Earth's Mightiest wave or line series that they're doing. That's kind of got me hopeful for what's to come. I mean, this is kind of a specialty anniversary type line, kind of like the Spider-Man stuff was,
Yeah.
but so far I've gotten Hawkeye, Thor and Destroyer, and Iron Man. Oh, and I got Black Widow out there too. And so far I'm super happy with all of them.
Is there like a standout to you as best? Is
This
it Destroyer? It's
Destroyer,
got to be.
he's huge. So if
Yeah, hold him. Can you hold him up with Thor,
I'll put
just so we
him,
get an idea?
so even with Thor, like boot to boot,
Yeah.
he's significantly taller. But then if you take, I mean, Hawkeye's kind of crouched in a more dynamic
Crouch, but
pose,
still, yeah.
but it's, I mean, I don't know. I haven't gotten out like the Gamerverse Abomination because that's a pretty big figure. This is
Mm-hmm.
definitely the most substantial figure I've gotten in a
I
long
was gonna
time.
say, is he substantial, Dakota?
He's incredibly substantial, and he's
All right,
got some weight to him. It's not a hollow piece.
that's good.
Joints are really good. Like, yeah, I can't even bend his knee right now, but um, he comes with extra hands. Like
Yeah.
him alone, love him. Thor is
Well,
actually
it's
a little bit better than I was expecting too.
really, I was kind of curious about the bearded look. I know you were
Yeah,
maybe not, but
I mean, it. I originally was like, I probably might sell this Thor, but also I sold my 80th Thor just because I was like, I don't think I really need that Thor. Like they could do better. But then
yeah.
with my Heroes Return CGC comic up there, I kind of like having that display, and this is the same Thor from that
Mm-hmm.
storyline. So, like, all right, well then we'll just put him up there, and the new Iron Man's coming, so I'm gonna have a whole
Yeah.
Heroes Return shelf.
Heroes Return. That's right. See,
Um,
they keep it going.
his knees are a little bit weak. I'll kind of point that out as a con. Like that is the one thing that Hasbro's doing right now that I don't like. That you'll get some figures that have, for some reason, just like super flimsy
Yeah.
joints. Like Yondu back there kind of has it. Fire Lord I've talked about. He was the first one I've noticed
Mm-hmm.
with really flimsy joints. Where, like I said, with Destroyer, like I got to like put effort into bending his knee. It's like cement.
Yeah.
Same with Astonishing Cyclops and Emma Frost.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a weird
Well,
like these are super solid, these are super gummy. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's that balance too of like durability
Mm-hmm.
versus posability versus,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do you, because even like when I get McFarlane's, a lot of the times those, I mean, some of those can feel kind of similar. Like the arm sockets might be really loose, but then the legs, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. So, um, yeah, overall, I mean, I think it's cool that the Destroyer, it's not also not like a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
It seems like they're doing more of that stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
whether it's, I know neither of us were too stoked about Super Adaptoid, but it was like, it's cool to see it at that price.
Yeah.
Something that normally you'd probably have to be like, I've got to buy 3 figures I don't want in
Mm-hmm.
order to complete this one that's really cool. So
Right.
I like that or Destroyer. It's just like, here it is. You can buy it. You get it,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a nice,
Yeah.
substantial figure there.
And then even the Mach 1 Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
um, I was kind of surprised with how well he kind of posed. Like, he doesn't have an ab crunch or anything, but the
Mm-hmm.
ball joint kind of waist
Doesn't his head
articulation.
kind of have that joint too, or no?
Yeah,
Kind of a
it
ball, or
does.
no? A little
It's,
bit.
what does it have under here? It's kind of like the neck has the articulation as well. So it's I
Right.
think it's a dumbbell joint.
Mm-hmm.
But since the neck has the articulation, because usually the dumbbell joints don't give you very good um, motion, but
That was my thought when I first saw that one. I mean, I know they posed it pretty well, but I was
mm-hmm.
like, I wonder how you're gonna translate that.
Yeah, it's got much better like side to side range. Not hardly any up and down. Like some
Mm-hmm.
down, no up. Kind of a downside, but I like the sculpted in kind of scuff marks and scratches, dings on his armor, kind of like he's,
Mm-hmm.
he just cobbled this together.
You've seen some stuff.
Yeah. And then Black Widow, I was pretty happy with that. I'm excited to see some more figures on that body mold, and then the amount of accessories she comes with. That's kind of the
Yeah,
other,
that's how we
like,
put out a poll, I think, with what
yeah.
figures you'd like to see next. So
I think,
I'm hoping for that.
was it Elektra was number one, or was that?
I think Electra. I saw.
I
I
don't
think
remember who I
Electra
had. It
may
was
have
like
been one
Black
that
Cat,
people
Mystique, Elektra, and Spider Woman, maybe.
might have been Spider Woman.
Yeah, I think Elektra had the most, and then Black Cat was second. So I think we
That
could
might be
do a
your
whole
classic
episode.
Red Electra.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So we could do a whole episode on what female figures could use that body mold.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy to see like butterfly joints, and like the feet are a little bit like they're like flattish. That's the only critique I have of that figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty happy with it. And like the amount of accessories that came with her kind of ties into the Marvel Knights wave. I'm excited to see multiple figures in a wave that are packed in well.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk about is I obviously we had the leaks that we like knew that was coming, but it's kind of rare for me to be like we know the leaks and then we see it, and then I was still pretty surprised by like how good those look, and like as a wave, just everything you get with those, some of them, but even like having kind of what looks like a more, and maybe it was part of it was just seeing the plastic windows again was kind of cool. I think I maybe didn't like. I do get the appeal of that, so I understand why.
Yeah.
People are more interested when that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that wave looks really good too, and there's several in there. I mean, I for sure was getting Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks good, and I don't know. That was a really good showing for something that, even though we already knew about it, it was still pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and I guess we'll stick with the accessories. That Deadpool and Hydra Bob 2-pack, only $50 for all 28 accessories. That was crazy. We had our video speculating, and
I said
thought
like
there was
80,
no
didn't
chance. Yeah, I thought 80 was way more realistic. Like 80 was kind of like Hasbro's charging us too much, but
you said what, like 60,
I thought
70
60 was going to be the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And I thought 65 was more realistic. So the fact that they did that for 50.
Well, and as of this morning, I saw it was still up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know they had a limit of 2 per person, so
Yep.
that also may have been something where they're like, we want to make sure people can get this just because it is at a good price point. And I know you talked about that being maybe more of like a one-off, like
Yeah.
be kind of rare to get 2 figures with that many accessories.
Yeah.
But,
I wouldn't expect that
even
for the future, but yeah.
Yeah, not like the standard, but if occasionally that happens, like, hey, here's this really cool thing at a really good price point, and then, not everything will be, but it kind of goes back to what we were talking about in the Shartimus reaction video, just like balancing out a little bit to say, like, we have to kind of do some stuff so we can do other cool stuff that is available like that. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that Deadpool, too. That looks great.
Yeah.
And the Hydra Bomb.
Yeah.
Both of them look cool.
And that was another thing I was listening to on the ACBA podcast with the Marvel Knights wave. We had made a post about it being not at retailers like Walmart and Target. So it's going to be kind of a fan channel-ish exclusive because it's still going to be on Amazon, which we also posted links for those if you need to order them. I think they're all still available. But by doing so, they were talking about how that is going to put more money in Hasbro's pocket by not having to pay for like the store shelf space. So I think, and I'm totally fine with that, because if they can not put these out at retail like Walmart, Target, and that saves them money to then put accessories into the box, I hope that's the direction they go. Like, I'm fine with losing out on Walmart and Target, and I'll just order on Amazon or Pulse or Big Bad Toy Store or whatever. And with the Build-A-Figure being an army builder, it seemed like Hasbro was really trying to like push to make as much money on this wave as possible, which again, I'm totally fine with, because I feel like the value is in the wave.
Yeah.
And bringing back the window packaging kind of seemed like Hasbro was like, let's put all the chips into this wave and see how it does. So I'm really hoping this wave does well so that we see similar to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then between that and I kind of almost forgot about the X-Men 97 stuff with their, I think those look cool. I mean, I know we talked about the Wolverine and Magneto for sure, and I've seen a lot of people seem pretty excited about that Wolverine. Just kind of a good, like, classic standard looking Wolverine. I know we get a lot of Wolverines, but this one does look pretty good. And
first pinless.
I thought I saw a tweet saying that might be up. Is it next Thursday?
Oh, really?
Order?
That fast?
Did you see that? I'm pretty sure I saw Dan made a tweet about it.
Okay.
Or an X, I should say, because it is no longer Twitter.
Oh, is it? I've not been.
The bird. The bird was switched from a bird to an X.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
By Elon Musk. But yeah, I don't know if it's still. I don't know. I don't use Twitter, but I check when Dan.
I was gonna say that's the only reason I look at Twitter.
That's the only really reason I use Twitter. But yeah, I think he said something about it being up. In fact, check me. Don't take 100% truth on that.
Sure.
But if so, yeah, I mean, I think that was all a pretty good showing. Like timing it where people were getting the ones that you have, or that we have, the Hawkeye and the Earth's Mightiest stuff, and then showing these other ones, and then being like, here's the window. Like, I think that was all really well put together, and I think a good way to generate excitement.
And beyond that, even they're like the Crystar and Vision, Justice, Power Princess.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that could be they're just like, hey, here's our best stuff that we have coming, and then we're going to fill the wave out with kind of like stuff that maybe you don't care about as much. But even still, like, these are still exciting figures to see coming. Like Vision, same as Hawkeye, was going for over 100, right?
Yeah, I think people are trying to dump them off
Yeah.
now that
So now you can probably find them for like $40. But you're going to have a brand new one coming out within a year. So we've got that to look forward to. I think a lot of people were really wanting that style of Vision, and it's on an updated body. So that's another plus. So yeah, a lot of the reveals and a lot of those were unknown through the leaks too. So we'd like reported on Rectangular's leaks of most of the waves, but then it was still kind of fun to get some of those surprises too.
Yeah, I like that Chris Star guy. I'll probably snag him when he's up.
Yeah.
So, I think I don't know, man. Because aren't they planning then a big? Was it next year's the X-Men anniversary? Is that right?
Is it?
Because wasn't it? I thought it was this year was Avengers, or wasn't it like three in a row where it was like Spider-Man, then
Maybe.
Avengers, then X-Men?
I mean, it
Which
seems
makes
like
sense because I'm pretty sure Stan Lee was writing those in like
right.
the span of a few years. So
I was gonna say it's
I don't
kind
know.
of all of them are gonna be like stacked on top of each other because I think it's also like Ghost Rider's anniversary this year, and maybe Punisher and some of those other characters too. So, which like they haven't
And
really
people
gotten the
would go
same
nuts
love.
if they put out a new Ghost Rider with a bike.
That's true.
I
I
think.
would be kind of surprised if they did, but I mean they have the molds and everything. Like even if it was just a repainted bike with an updated Ghost Rider, I think that would be cool. Because what more do I really need from a motorcycle? Like it's not like that needs to be posable. So
Yeah.
yeah, I I'm gonna
And then there a tease. We didn't really talk about this, but that thing about the I don't know if it was a wave or something in the future being like the darkest corners of the Marvel universe for something.
oh
Do you remember that? Weren't we talking
no,
about that?
I think that was Jesse Falcon talking on one of the like early nights of SDCC, and he was like, "We're gonna reveal kind of what you said," but I think that maybe had to do with like Crystar, where it's like we're gonna go into like the deep like cuts of Marvel
Oh,
here. But I could be
all
wrong.
right.
Maybe I'm wrong,
I
and that's
thought
not
I took that to be like we're gonna do something spooky and supernatural in the future more
mm,
so, but
maybe I don't know.
that it might just be wishful thinking on my part, Dakota, because as you can see, anything monster related, I'm there for it.
Right.
So I saw someone I think commented at some point on here about a Frankencastle Build-A-Figure, so I'm not
Yeah.
alone.
Yep.
There are other people who would buy that.
Yeah.
So
I still haven't read the storyline yet, but it's in my queued list to
your
read.
your cue.
Yep. So
I need to do that an updated comic episode sometime.
yeah, I mean I've been on the Marvel Unlimited app quite a bit. I still, I put out that coming soon the like comic book talk with Dakota next week. I know I've just been too scared to post it. Like it's a solo show; those are always more nervous. So
They're tough.
I have it. I just
We
haven't
could
posted it
make it
yet.
like a presentation. You read a series and then tell me about it, and then we can swap.
Yeah, like a
Show
show
and
and
tell.
tell. Oh, look at that. All right. I think unless you have anything else that's got you excited about Marvel Legends, I think that was kind of my gist. But we still got to do
Yeah.
this Punisher giveaway. So what should the folks
Yes.
comment? I think
Hmm.
the simple answer would be just like, what are you most excited about for Marvel Legends? Because that
Yeah.
is kind of a good switch up. Because the last couple episodes, we've been getting a lot of people in the comments talking about how toxic the Marvel Legend collectors and community
Mm-hmm.
is. They just like to hate on what's happening. Like this figure sucks because of these reasons. So let's switch it up
Yeah.
and comment what you are most looking forward to about Marvel Legends, and then that will enter you in to win the Punisher motorcycle set. And then you'll have 1 week, so 7 days from the posting of this episode, and then we'll close the entries and then reveal who the winner is. So it's open to anybody in the it's open to anybody. Free shipping if you live
Mm-hmm.
within the continental United States. If you're outside of that, then you'll just have to cover the shipping. But anybody's free to enter and tell us your favorite or your most anticipated, most excited about piece of Marvel Legends. You have to be subscribed. That's the number one way to win. Like, share, comment, tell your friends to enter the giveaway. And until next time, stay strong.
In the way that I fell for the coveted touch of a girl in love, I was lifted by the sound of a spirit in need. Da, 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 baby, we're a dying breed. Da 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 da.